here, we're going to talk about scales and all things like that. Right. So there you have the scales. Now, for weeks, it was the fear that the war would knock the US economy off course. Today's job report says not so fast. Think of it like balanced scales. On the one hand, you have factors giving it a boost. On the other hand, you have factors. So you have, for example, on the one hand, the data center with construction AI. That's a big positive. But on the other side, you've got the increasing energy crisis and the costs of energy. They balance each other out. You then have on the one side consumer spending propping up the economy. But as David was talking about, you've got trade disruption from tariffs. That's dragging it down. Put them together and they balance each other out. The stock market, we've got two records today. You've got the obviously the NASDAQ and the S&P. And then you've got this instability at the Fed. And what's going to be happening there? Kevin Walsh, will there be monetary policy? They balance each other out. When you put it all together, the economy is steady, growth not spectacular, not crisis. Nicole Bachaud is the labor economist at ZipRecruiter with me now. It is a case of on the one hand, on the other hand, but we see that jobless number holding steady at 4.3%, which suggests the economy is barely, it is sucking up every job it can and taking everybody it needs.
You know, really what we're seeing is this stability in unemployment, but at the same time, labor supply has been dropping. We've seen the labor force participation rate falling for several months now. Discouraged workers are exiting the market as they're not really able to find new opportunities with low turnover. That could change as we see more jobs being added to the economy. We might see more people reactivating into the labor market. But with an aging population and that reduction in immigration, really we're coming to a point where the labor market is structurally and fundamentally different than it's been in the past. And what we measure and how we measure that health with the headline unemployment rate, that could be changing, what that number, what the target of that number is and how we measure it.
Right, but a lot of viewers will find it somewhat unusual that the headline number stays the same. The headline number, you get these jobs created, you get the number of new jobs, but the headline number stays the same and doesn't come down. Why is that?
Some of it could also be we've seen a rise in the number of people who are working part-time for economic reasons, meaning that somebody wants to find a full-time job, but they're only able to find part-time work. And they might be stitching together, multiple part-time jobs to make ends meet. So when we're looking at the payroll employment numbers, that overall, job growth of 115,000 jobs, that's not necessarily 115,000 new people in jobs. That could be, people picking up additional part-time roles, or it could be some other allocation of that.
When do we see wage inflation because prospective employers have to bid up wages to attract talent? At the end of the day, if there's not, as you say, you've got a shrinking labor force in terms of age, you've got no immigration, which would pick up the slack, or minimal immigration. Therefore, those employers who have got jobs on offer may have to pay more.
We're getting to a point where that very, very quickly could become the reality, where we see the negotiating power shifting back in the hands of workers who are able to negotiate for higher wages. We've already started to see this morning in the Atlanta Fed's wage tracker, job switchers are once again really leading job stayers in terms of job growth. And so those who are switching to new jobs are seeing a little bit more of that negotiation coming back into their hands, and we could see some upward pressure on wages as a result. That likely will take place, in certain industries that are seeing a little bit more demand versus the overall market.
So if you're the Fed, you have been worried on your dual mandate with inflation and unemployment. You've got unemployment at 4.3%, slowing growth. So we've got stagflation, maybe not quite stagflation, but you know what I mean. At this point, do you think if you're the Fed, you are more concerned with the inflation side of the mandate rather than the jobs and demand side?
Yeah, I think that question, I don't think the question has really changed of which one is more important or which one is more at risk right now. I study labor, and so I spend a lot of time really understanding what's feeding into that unemployment number. And we're seeing some signs that the labor market, that foundation, is really shifting structurally. Right, fewer people in the market. We're seeing some movements, early signals of increase in unemployment for certain more vulnerable populations like youth and Black workers. But really, I'd say that the market overall is, as you were saying, right, there's a balance on both sides, and I think that there's not a ton of movement either direction.
I'm grateful for you. Thank you. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you.